What's going on, everybody? It's Tony Torx here. Today I'm working on a 2008 Chrysler 300 V6, and I'm going to make this quick video on how to remove the spark plugs on this guy. It's very easy, actually. The only tools you will be needing is a flat blade screwdriver, a ratchet with a 10mm socket, an extension, preferably around 6 inches or longer, doesn't really matter, and a 10mm wrench, and a 5/8 spark plug socket. That should be everything you need. And so to get started, you want to remove this intake tube here. There will be this clamp. Just loosen it up with a flat blade screwdriver. There will be another clamp on the other side. You want to loosen that one as well. There'll be this air temperature sensor here, and you want to disconnect the connector from it. The connector will look like this. You can use your screwdriver and loosen this up here. Just pop it out and then squeeze the bottom end, and it'll slide right off. After you do that, there will be these two other connectors. They are sitting on top of the throttle body, and you want to do the same thing. Pop it out, squeeze, and slide out. There will be two vacuum hoses back here, this one here, and there will be this plastic one right over there. You want to remove these two as well. These are mounted right here on your intake manifold. You'll see this tube here and the other tube there. So pop those off, and here's that one connector I was showing you, the other connector. So there's those three connectors up there. After you remove those let's see, after you remove those, you want to pop out this vacuum tube here. You want to pop that off, and after that, I think you're pretty much ready to loosen up the intake manifold. There will be 7 bolts on top of this guy. They're all 10mm. Once you loosen them up, they don't come out all the way, they get stuck, so you'll know they're loose because you can lift them up and move them like so. And after you do that, you are ready to after you remove that, there will be 2 other little brackets here. So see, this one here is one, and there's another steel bracket right here. Those brackets will be mounted onto a stud on the intake manifold, and this is the stud right here. See that guy, and there's the other one. So there's 10mm nuts on those. You want to remove those, and after you remove both of them, if you follow this bracket rod downward, there will be a 13mm bolt holding it down on each one. You want to loosen those about 1/4 of an inch outward. Pretty much, you don't remove it all the way because it'd be a pain to get these back on. There's like barely any room. So you want to loosen them enough that you get a wiggle here, and then you can get this out of that stud and then let it fall, whatever. And that'll pretty much just make sure it gets that off. You don't want to take that bolt off all the way. It would be a pain to get these back on. There's barely any room. An easy way to get access to that back bolt is you can go through this front end spot and squeeze your arm inward like that. And this gives you a little more space instead of trying to angle your way through the top. Once you do that, this intake manifold is ready to come out. You just grab each end and lift it upward towards you. This EGR tube will be mounted in the rear end of that manifold, so you want to be careful with that. Just kind of slide it out of the way. And this transmission fluid dipstick will be in the way as well, this tube here, and you can just angle your way out of here. It gets pretty tight right here, but if you angle your intake this angle, or towards you this way, you should be able to squeeze it out of there. And once you remove that, you got access to your plugs on this side and this side. And once all you have to do is pop this connector out, just squeeze the back end, and it'll pop right out. And you want to remove the 10mm bolts on each one of these spark plug coils. Once you get those coils out, just change out your plugs, and you're pretty much golden. Make sure you clean your intake manifold, replace those seals. Before you start this job, make sure that you get the spark plugs for it, as well as an intake manifold gasket set, because you should replace these seals while you're there. You don't want to have to redo all this. And yeah, just clean it up very well, slap it back on, and you should be good. Sorry, this is a quick video, but I designed it for those of you that somewhat know about cars, you know, enough that you work on it on your own, and you just want something quick that tells you what you need to do, what you need to remove, and how to do it as fast as possible. I'm here to save you some time, so make sure to like and subscribe to stay tuned for more.